Hey everyone, how you doing? It is week 6 of the NFL, and oh my goodness, the season is flying by. I'm Wade McElwain from NFL in London. Joining me, Edo Del Monte, Ryan Cull from NFL in London, and Will Gavin as well. Now, every week we run a contest with DraftKings, and we do it at the Hippodrome Casino, www.draftkings.co.uk/Hippo. Play along with us. You can win prizes, including tickets to some of the international games, bar tabs, the Hippodrome Casino, and DraftKings prize packages. And every week we have the games playing live, and all the games, but also a live score of your DraftKings score looks something like that. So what we're going to do is look at some of the winning lineups from last week, see who they won, and why they won, for example. So let's bring up, for example, our third place winner, which was Smith Legacy. Look at some of his points. Obviously, the first thing that stands up, Cameron Meredith. Look at that.
Come on,
who picks Cameron Meredith?
That's
30 points, 6 points.
Is a Meredith.
He is the new
last name.
But here's the thing that worked for him is he stacked it. So when you're stacking, you've got Hoyer and Meredith. You know, you're looking at six rushing yards, 1 touchdown return, 130 receiving yards. You know, he's over 100 yards, so amazing. I mean, you look at some of the ones we lost value. I mean, obviously Jordan Howard, he's got 3 bears here, which is amazing considering they lost. Hunter Henry, which didn't do as well, but Ryan and I both picked him as our high last week.
A touchdown, 74 yards.
We picked the Vikes defense.
Antonio Brown.
Came towards the end as well, though, because I remember looking at Henry halfway through the games going,
but here's the thing, Cameron Meredith, only 2.3% owned, which is like that big thing, you know, when you start looking at it.
Well, that's why you're able to afford Odell and Antonio Brown.
And Jordy Nelson as well. But then, you know, you look at Odell, he gets a touchdown, but only 16.6. It wasn't for that touchdown, and also because I was playing you in a fantasy and you had him, jumped ahead of me on that stinking thing.
Right.
But go ahead. What are you going to say?
No, I was just going to say, look, I know he's his lowest scoring player as well, but look at someone like DeAndre Washington. You look at the game flow that's going to happen in that game. You know it's going to be a shootout. You know Oakland aren't going to be running the ball. He gets those receptions he needs. It gets the points up to 10, and suddenly you've spent like $3,000 on a player and got 10 points out of them.
Yeah.
And it allows you to spend all that big money
No, exactly. It's all the value play. So let's move on then to the guy who came in second place. That's right, Jerry Sloan. Jerry Sloan, again, some of the repeated, but also the big thing here, obviously Sammie Coates, who had a hell of a day. Not sure they're saying he might be injured. I'm not sure if he's coming back next week. Again,
he's due to be coming back. What's amazing about that, 139 receiving yards, 6 receptions, and 5 drops. Imagine if he hadn't had those 5 drops.
One of them was
you just go, he could have had a 50-point game this week easily.
I think still the player he was at Auburn. He's still the player, like, you know, so wasteful, like the rubbish Kelvin Benjamin. All man's Kelvin Benjamin, that's who he is. Like,
again, so Big Ben, 33.2 points, and you wonder if Big Ben's going to repeat again this week with that kind of performance. Antonio Brown, only 22.8, but still not bad. And of course, Brandon Marshall, I think someone may have said to not take Brandon Marshall last week. He gets 28.4 points. Again, the Vikings D, who is they're just an amazing defense. Absolutely amazing. All right, so let's move on to our winner, the guy who won it all. That's right, Packer Boogie, or Boogle, Big Ben, Jordan Howard, Jalen Richard, Antonio Brown, Crabtree, and again, Martellus Bennett.
That's
the big one Ryan was talking about last week. Martellus Bennett and Sammie Coates for a combined of 35.6 points. That's absolutely quite amazing. He gets 211. I think anytime you get over 200 points, you should win.
He was the one who took the Jalen Richard, the other Raiders running back. So he just having the backup. That's the thing with the Raiders. You don't know who's going to have the better game. So it's a real pick 'em. I would stay away from Raider running backs, but
you normally would. You're going to look at the matchup, but he's
7% due.
You know, only his lowest points when you talk about the ownership. Obviously, Demaryius Thomas, which it surprised me at 9.3% ownership, still 15.9. And the Vikings defense with 32% ownership, 30.2. But yeah, Jalen Richard at 2.3% ownership for 15.7 points. And Jordan Howard, of course, is getting a lot of, you know, obviously looking at people now, but, you know, because we talked about him last week, and he's sort of emerging for the Bears, and almost bye-bye Jeremy Langford, pretty much, when he gets back.
This might be a bit deep for a DraftKings video, but the best guard tandem in the league in Chicago since they picked Josh Sitton up from the Packers. We've been waiting on that running game to get going, and what it says is Jeremy Langford is rubbish.
Well, it's also saying, too, that the Bears, obviously, as a big Bears fan, that we can score the points and we just can't put it away, and then we get scored on as well. It was bad, you know, holding the lead, and I think we really sort of fell upon our performance last week. It was disappointing, but Hoyer, you know, 3 games, 300+ yards each game, so the guy is playing quite well. How do you guys get involved? Hey, why don't you come along and play against us this week? Take us all on. We'll be playing in the contest. We've already got our lineups created. Go to www.draftkings.co.uk/Hippo. You'll find a contest that's unlimited. There's actually lots of contests in it. You can play in either one. Some people set up their own contests, but play against us. the Sunday Night League, because that's the one where you can win 2 tickets to the next game, which will be Cincinnati versus Washington. First prize, second prize, £50, Hippodrome Casino. Come see us every Sunday. Hippodrome Casino live, NFL in London and DraftKings. Welcome to the big time.